Hello everyone, welcome to Know Your Topper series at Vivek Career Academy. Today we have with us Dr. Darpan Ahluwalia, who has scored All India rank of 80 in Civil Services Exam 2019. She is a Tri-City topper. First of all, heartiest congratulations Darpan for making our region as well as medical fraternity proud. We also have with us Mr. Vivek Atre, who is an ex-IAS officer, motivational speaker, author, as well as he is the chief mentor at Vivek IAS Career Academy. It's a pleasure having you, sir.
Thank you.
We'd like to have some opening words and question for
Well, I'm so happy that Darpan, you have made it to the IAS and the civil services. It's wonderful to have you here. Welcome to our academy.
Thank you, sir. It is an honor and warm greetings to all the listeners.
Okay, so I would like to start. Dr. Darpan, you did your MBBS from the Government Medical College, which happens to be second oldest medical college in Punjab. So how come you are switching from noble profession to civil services? Because a lot of medical aspirants are in this doubt that whether they should go for it or not. So can you enlighten us? Okay.
So, according to my limited knowledge of the field that I'm going to enter in, I would say that it would not be correct on my part to say that it is a switch from my profession. I think the platform was same. There was intimate people to people connect there also, and there my priority was health. So, if given a bigger platform like this in civil services, I'll be just extending that platform to other arenas also.
Actually, I also agree with you because every profession is noble in its own way. But definitely there is an apprehension that engineers and doctors coming into the civil services, we are depriving the nation of engineers and doctors. It's not like that. I am an engineer, I came into the civil services, and I feel that if you are dedicated to your cause, in fact being a doctor or engineer actually brings about a certain qualitative change in your personality. A doctor may be more empathetic to the public than normal, let's say even an engineer, because you've understood how difficult it is, human life, how valuable it is. That could be there. But tell me, Darpan, I also believe that you are very fond of writing and books. So what is your interest in books?
So in books, I'm mostly into non-fiction, and with respect to writing, I have a journal, a personal diary, in which I write all my journey. It's a day-to-day account of all the happenings, and mostly I read it, I go and review it every month, so that it gives me a renewed sense of positivity and I can correct my mistakes.
Yeah, because even my daughter Kavya is into writing therapy, and journaling is one of the things she talks about. And journaling is what you're doing, because whenever you write something, you express something, as I am also a writer, I know it really helps you. But one more question before I pass on to Vivek again. Tell me, how good was your general awareness initially when you started your preparation? Did you really work hard on your general awareness, or were you naturally very good at GK?
So I think it should be a combination of both. So back in school, I was a very avid debater, and I used to take part in declamations, allocutions, and of that sort of competitions. But post coming into MBBS, we tend to restrict ourselves. We draw four walls of academics around us. So I had a very positive thing that I did back in MBBS was that I started reading the newspapers, even if it was just a cursory glance through them. So I think that formed a base for me, and post my internship, I could get into the journey. I eased into the journey very well.
Okay, a lot of medical aspirants who are trying to be into civil services, they are in confusion that rather they should opt medical science as optional subject, which is considered to be one of the toughest, lengthiest, and there is no formal coaching available. Or they should opt for the humanities subject. So you have opted for medical science and done well. Can you share your experience and marks so that other aspirants can benefit from it? Would you recommend it that student from medical background to go for it?
So I think when one starts preparing for UPSC, one should keep in mind that it is a beautiful journey at the end, but it is a very treacherous one as well. So we need to keep one foot on the ground while having one leg up in the air. So UPSC results up with the dwindling seats also. You get information, but then you need to have a very good backup option according to me. So once one is out of touch with medical science, personally I believe that it's very difficult to come back to your original clinical and non-clinical skills. So what I would recommend is that one should not go according to the speculations which are making the rounds in the market. Have a very rational overview of your skills, and according to that you can choose.
What are the main reasons why you wanted to aspire for the civil services? What are your driving forces?
So, my family is a family of government servants, starting from my great-grandfather who was a doctor in the British Indian Army, and my greatest inspiration was my father as well. But other than that, when it comes to the very personal domain, I was working in the non-government sector during my MBBS days and beyond, and after that also. So there I realized that if I have access to more resources and authority, maybe with the same amount of the efforts, I will be able to make a greater impact. Hence my natural choice was either the non-government organizations or civil services.
Absolutely correct. I think this is the number one reason why you should aspire for IAS, because you are actually public service oriented. And ultimately we need to improve the lot of the common person. If that is your aim and endeavor, then that is it. So many people secretly they have in their minds, I will get a big car with a red light, I'll get a big house and bungalow, I'll be saluted by people all over the place. And there is nothing wrong, because we are human after all, in thinking that way, although red lights have been banned by the Supreme Court now. But the point is that we are to ultimately serve. If you have that objective, then it's very laudable. One more thing I'll mention to you. Do you think that governance is getting better with the use of technology, and can we improve it further?
So technology has pervaded each and every aspect. It is the call of the services, and even if I talk about the medical field, then especially with the COVID pandemic, which is spiraling up, telemedicine is there. So eventually every civil servant and every, I would say even a citizen of India will have to be very tech savvy in the coming days of digital India. So technology can remove this interface, it will be a better interface I would say, between the governance and the citizenry, transparent and less time consuming, and one can always track. So it will perhaps increase the accountability of our service to the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well answered. There is a saying, once a doctor, always a doctor. It's also reflected in your DAF. You have worked for Medicos for Development, and you have also worked lately for rating awareness for breast cancer, for thalassemia, for organ donation. So were there any specific questions in interview, because at times students are hesitant not to mention the specific part. Can you recall any questions so their audience would get a little more?
So I had a lot of experience with respect to breast cancer awareness, and in Punjab also there are many cases related to the same. So I was questioned on the causes of cancer in treatment.
That could easily manage.
Yes, sir. So then other than that, about my experience in the non-government organization sector and what obstructions did I face and which innovative measures.
They were easy to deal with, we can say. They were not too complicated or specific.
So I think when it comes to the personality test, there is nothing such as complicated. Because eventually they are able to see through your personality. It's not a quiz after all, it's a personality test. So what you've done on ground, we are able to
recall and reflect it.
Yes.
That's good.
Absolutely correct. What do you think you're looking forward to now? One is, I would like to also ask, which are your favorite books, and which books are you looking forward to reading? And generally, what are you planning before you go for training?
So, with respect to books, I like reading non-fiction, and my current interest lies in reading economy. So, I have been brushing up all on Mr. Abhijit Banerjee's all the collection. I have been reading that. And other than that, the authors like Gabriel Garcia Marquez and others are there. And I would also like to recommend to the other candidates this book, which is Finding Success Within by Vivek Katre sir. I would recommend that every UPSC aspirant should go through this definitely once. You will get quick nuggets not only related to your mains preparation but also related to the personality test, because PT cannot be prepared in a few months. Read this, and I would personally recommend this to every aspirant out there.
Thanks.
Thank you, Darpan. Thank you so much. And there's one thing which I really noticed in last 2 years. You were quite detached from results. Whenever you used to prepare, even last interview, you started preparing for next year prelims. Even today, when you cleared the call I received, you said you were preparing already for next October prelims. So how come you are so detached from the results? Because a lot of individuals are too excited. So can you just enlighten us? Because that's a good trait to have. So rarely I have seen such candidates.
So the simple funda in my life is that everything that you do is a bonus. You should consider that whatever you achieve is a bonus. So detachment for me means that I do not expect any time, whatever will be according to my inputs and according to God's grace, I'll get that. So if I would have expected that I get into the top 100, if I won't have, then it leads to depression, anxiety, which is so common in our society these days. So my funda is that do not expect anything. If you get something, well, you're going to
So
celebrate
you are
it.
now content with your 80 rank or you have like it even more?
I'm content at the moment, but I'm very excited to work upon it further because it is a continuous struggle. This struggle was up till now of our teachers, of our mentors, and of our parents till now. The real struggle in the service will begin.
Start.
Absolutely. So, any two golden tips for young aspirants? What do you think they should focus upon?
According to my experience, one should always stay away from the energy vampires or what I call the naysayers, because eventually your journey is yours, and one should not emulate somebody and say that that person has done this and I have done that. God has a plan for you, so go according to that. And secondly, I would say I had this rule during my preparation which I like to call the 1/10 rule. It greatly aided me, sir. So it was, if I read a 2000 pages book or a 200 page book for that matter, I used to make notes only of 20 pages. So that is the 1/10 of the 200. And then later on, during the next revision, I used to come down to 2 pages. So that really helps in the preparation. So I would say whoever wants to get into this journey, with 1/10 of the rule, your success is almost guaranteed.
Wonderful tips.
Enlightening tips once again for candidates. And you are off the social media. I have not seen your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Every one is there. So was it a conscious decision to stay away during preparation? Can you just guide students on that?
So in UPSC journey, it is the exam itself is a 1 year project of
Okay.
sorts, and before that also 1 year of the studies minimum is required. So there is no sort of instant gratification. We do not get instant results, but the glitz, glam of social media, and most importantly, seeing our peers
Doing well.
not doing well. One can be inspired from them
Inspired
as
from
well.
the process.
But for me, I would say from a personal experience, I think the medicos would be able to connect better. MBBS, I like medical science. I could have gone for my post-graduation, but still I waited for 2 to 3 years to get into these services. So there was no instant gratification for me. So I kept myself not aloof, perhaps, but a little bit detached from what is happening around me. And it is not that you cannot gain inspiration from others. Be a sponge, but be a very selective sponge.
So now you will be making accounts in social media because now governance is.
So people to people connect is very important.
Very
It was important for me before also during
We
my.
like to see your profile because.
Yeah, I think it's a personal choice and you can take it as it comes.
Yes.
It should be because I've been a technologist, it should be your facilitator and friend. It should not become a burden, anything that technology does. So thank you, Darpan. You've been very cheerful and very positive, and we wish you all success in your journey.
Thank you.
Any final concluding remarks for students? Motivational tips.
I would just like to wish you all a very good luck. And UPSC, you will soon realize when you see your name in the PDF list that it is a treacherous but a very beautiful and satisfying journey. So good luck.
Thank you.
All the very best.
Thank you.